Okay, so now she's in the prone position, and I am going to bring out her foot a little bit. Remember, you tuck in at the thigh, and there you go. She can lift it up a little bit. That way you can pull it tight this way. And I just like to roll over it. So I'm addressing again all around the ilium, all around the ilium crest right here, because remember, you want to treat the gluteus medius, minimus underneath, gluteus maximus, and the deep hip rotators. The deep hip rotators are underneath the glutes, and they start from the sacrum, from the piriformis, gemellus superior, gemellus inferior, obturator internus, obturator externus. Actually, you can't really get to those. And then the quadratus femoris, and they insert at the greater trochanter. But also, you must check the origins of the hamstrings right here at the ischium. That's your sits bone. You want to make sure and check that tendon right there, because the sacrotuberous ligament comes like this, and it ends right here at the ischium, and the origin of the hamstrings is right here. So if these hamstrings are tight, they're going to be pulling down, and they're going to be causing low back pain. So make sure that you check right here at the ischium. And I felt her flinch a little bit right there. Does that hurt right there? Yeah. So she's got some stuff going on with her hamstrings. You do martial arts, don't you? Yeah, she does martial arts, so I know she uses her body a lot, and she probably does a lot of kicks. So she's got stuff going on. As a matter of fact, I recently worked on a client that was a martial artist on jiu-jitsu, and he's got some major hip problems. Major. Yeah, and it's from hitting the bag. You know, when they hit the bag, you know, like this.
It's on the floor.
Oh, gosh.
Wrestling.
Yeah. Yeah, but I think for practice, maybe they did hit the back or something, because that's what he said that he got the injury from. So his sacrum is off, his hips are off, you know, his sacroiliac joint is off, and that's once his sacroiliac joint is off, it just hurts all of this. It's on fire. It goes down his whole leg. And it's from that SI joint is the one that joins the axial skeleton with the appendicular skeleton. It's the only joint actually in the lower body that joins your axial skeleton with your leg. You know, so imagine if that joint is off, it's throw off your whole structure. And then your body starts compensating, and you start feeling pain, you know, down your leg, or, you know, so but the sciatic nerve does travel down the back of the leg, and you know, if it's severe, if it's already traveling down even below the knee, but for the most part it stays within, you know, the half of your glute and then to your leg here. So make sure you separate some of the fibers here. And I've been working her glute pretty much, you know, just doing some nice warming up the muscles here. And I'm gonna turn her to the frog. I call this position the frog, but it really opens up the hips too, and it opens up the greater trochanter. So Andy, I'm gonna ask you to hold the sheet. Hold on just a minute, like hold the sheet here real good. Bring your knee out, pull the sheet up. There you go. So nothing, her leg is, you know, all over here, but this also exposes and opens up and tightens up the, you know, the glutes a little bit here, loosens them up a little bit. So once she's in this position, if you notice, her knee is about a couple of inches off the table, and this is another one that you can do, is you can put pressure on the sacrum and then lift up her knee, If you can, lift up. Yeah, lift it up and relax. Okay, lift up and relax and lift up. And I was actually moving. So let's start from the lower. You can start from the lower to superior. Yeah, lift it up a little bit, and this really create some movement on that SI, especially that SI joint. That's very much needed. And see, from here you can really get the ischial tuberosity right here, the sits bone, which is the origin of the hamstrings. You can really go around there, right here. You need some major work on your. It's all those martial arts. How long have you been doing martial arts? 4 years. Again, separating some of the fibers here. And again, this is a great way to go up the IT band. And this could be very painful on people that aren't used to it. So make sure you ask them, because I can feel a couple of trigger points, like she's got a major trigger point right there. Right? Okay, I'll hold it there for a few seconds. Get going around that greater trochanter. I think of it like a little hubcap. It's just like a little hubcap where all the glutes insert right here, all around here. So even if you don't know all the names of the 6 deep rotators, even if you don't, I tell my students, fake it till you make it. You don't have to know the names. Just work everything. Work all around here. The greater trochanter of the femur is the boniest part that you feel. So you can just work around there, work all the muscles. This is a great, position for you to work all the muscles around here. And you can also lift, put your hands, all I'm doing is putting my hands underneath and lifting up, the adductors. And it can also relieve some of that pressure from the sacrum. And for somebody that has pain, all of this feels wonderful. At least, I know it does on me when somebody works on me. So specific. This is all very, very specific work. And this doesn't hurt. It feels like it hurts, but it really doesn't. It's just like the washout to create some more vasodilation, which means bring blood flow to that area. And I can also use it here right along the trochanter, this way or the other way. So you've learned several ways that you can work the deep hip rotators, the 6 deep hip rotators, and the 3 glutes. And then I think in the previous video I showed you how to do the iliopsoas, which are all for core stability. Core stability doesn't only come from your abs. Your core stability comes from, all of these muscles here too. So it's very important for you to work all those muscles. I'm going to go back again, like the 4th time, to her gluteus minimus. Is that feeling a little bit better? Actually, I can tell it's a lot looser. There wasn't this much movement here in this area when I first started. I could tell that the fibers were really tight. the fascia was really tight. Remember, the fascia is like, it's like glue, you know. The fascia is like saran wrap. Have you bought a cheap saran wrap that you try to pull it out and it gets all crumbly? That's exactly the way that the fascia is. The fascia is like saran wrap. You know, it's that white, slimy looking film, like when you have a piece of raw chicken and you see that white, slimy piece of film. That's the fascia. That's what forms scar tissue. And if you have an injury or if your body's compromised when you walk, then it gets tight. It gets so tight, you know, or crumbled up the way saran wrap does. And then you can't, it's hard to straighten it out again, to pull it out again. So she's got a lot more movement here in this area, and I can tell that. And another thing that I like to do is contralateral again. I'm going to go to that side and show you, just to finish up, some other moves that I can do from that side. So from this side, I would just let my body, you know, like cup underneath maybe her ilium. I'm cupping, you know, under her ilium and just kind of sitting down a little bit, squatting down and lifting up her hip. So all I'm doing is cupping right underneath the ilium and just moving, creating some movement there. And then I could also do some raking, you know, all the way down the leg. Now this side feels neglected. And I can tell this side is tighter than this side. This one's nice and loose. So that's something you can do from the opposite side of the table. And don't forget at the end, you know, this is really detail work. So it's exhausting, not just for the therapist, but for the client. Clients feel like almost like they're drunk, you know, when they get off the table, because it's such intense work. This has probably been about a good half hour, 45 minutes worth of work just on one side of the glutes. I didn't even do both sides. So imagine, and you must do both sides. Don't just do one side, do both sides. Because if the body's being compromised on one side, I can almost tell you, you know, by symmetry, the other side is overstretching. If one side is really tight, the other side is overstretching to compensate. So make sure you work both sides. And this is very specific work. So once you're done, I like to use the CBD cream. You can find it on my website. We'll put the link below. But it's CBD cream, and it really helps to start releasing and helping that muscle not be so sore the following day. So I did a lot of intense work, and it smells. I love the way it smells. It's got Palo Santo in it. It's got a lot of good essential oils in it. So I just like to rub this on. And I usually tell my clients, just don't take a shower just yet. Leave it on, let your body absorb it. Remember, anything you put on your skin gets absorbed through your, to your bloodstream within 30 seconds, just like the patches, the no smoking patches or the hormone patches they put on you. They get, the skin is transdermal. So anything you put on yourself is going to get absorbed into the bloodstream, and this is going to really help your muscles feel a little bit more relaxed after you kind of beat them up a little bit. But hopefully this helps, and don't forget to rub a little bit more of that cream on the gluteus minimus where she had those trigger points, and the major trigger points are all around here. There's one here, 2 and 3. They run around right here, all the trigger points from the glutes. So make sure you address those, and sometimes all along the greater trochanter too. So that's it for the hips, for the deep hip rotators, the 3 glutes, And next time we will do the adductors, hamstrings, and quads. Till the next time, create a great day.